Here we go. We've got a night. Look at this colour in this foreground. This is going to be exceptional, this image. Here we go. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, wow. How good was that? Yes. We got the shot. I think I've got the shot. This is magic. Even the background behind me looks pretty insane. How good's this, eh? How good is it? You're in the element, you feel alive. You feel alive.
So welcome to a very special episode. I'll be taking you one-on-one to my favourite location on the far north coast, New South Wales. It's a very dynamic place. The swells was up. It was cold. I got soaking wet, but I had a great time and I can't wait to show you what I captured as well. So at the end of this episode, we're going to go into the images that I captured and how I edit them as well. So let's go. Okay, so I'm taking you to a special spot that I love photographing, especially when the swell's big, with the water going over the rocks and just a really nice landscape, really dynamic. So I'll be using the 24-70 on this shoot, and let's have a look at what color we have. There's a little bit of cloud around. I'm sure we'll get what we're after. So it's a fresh morning. There's a little bit of swell around. This is one of my favorite spots because we've got a really nice rock shelf just out there and the water flows over it when the swell comes up and it just creates a really nice dynamic foreground, and that's what you're after with your landscape photography, something that pulls your audience into the photo and guides. This is why I love landscape photography. It gets you out there, it gets you up early in the morning, makes you feel alive. I love it. Yeah, lovely. Look at this area here. Beautiful. You can see just in the foreground there, we've got water rushing over these rocks. Here comes a wave here. Oh, wonderful. And look at that beautiful background over there. I think we're in for a good morning. Just gotta wait for this color to come up. So we'll set up tripod to be nice and level. So you've generally got a spirit level on the tripod there, and this will give you a good indication on the level of the tripod and if it's centered. Good thing about these cameras now, you've got these nice flip out screens, so you don't need to bend down to get low. So you've got full control. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my aperture about f9 because I wanna have a really nice depth of field. So I wanna have that foreground in focus and the background in focus as well. So it just gives it, and it also slows the camera down a little bit so you get that really nice milky look through the water. Let's go over here into the danger zone. Okay, so I'm nice and low now. I've filled that foreground in. It's gonna really punch. So it gets me on that level so the viewer's eye will draw through the foreground and onto the rocks. So we're getting some swell now. So if I have to run, I'm gonna have to plan to go that way. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna move. And lucky I did. Up. Lovely. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to the zone. Here we go. We've got a night. Look at this colour and this foreground. This is going to be exceptional, this image. Here we go. There we go. Beautiful. Oh wow. How good was that? Yes. We got the shot. I think I've got the shot. This is magic. Even the background behind me looks pretty insane. You know, so you come out here and you think you've got the angle, but then all of a sudden your morning shoot evolves and you go, oh no, that's actually a better angle looking south. So here we go. Here comes another swell. 3, 2, 1. Let's go this, and we're going to move out of the road soon too. Oh no, it's all right. 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 And again.
So I'm going to go a little bit tighter on this one. So I'm at full 70 mil. I was at 50 mil then. And this is the versatility of having a 24 to 70. You can have that versatility of zooming in and out. Now, if you've got primes on, you really got to move your body in and out. And it's impossible for me to do this here with the water in front of me. So it makes it a little bit easier. So the background's exposed really well here. We've got a really nice lit background. It's going to pull the eye of your viewer back into the background from the beautiful foreground we have, the really interesting foreground of the waves crashing over that little cliff line. Sun's poking its head up. We've got a beautiful cloud cover. I love getting up in the morning and doing this. I think it's such a good start to the day. Your adrenaline's pumping, you know you've got the shot, and everything from here onwards is cream. A cracker! This is going to be epic. This is going to be so good. I can feel it. This is going to be the shot of the morning. But I'm going to have to move because this set coming through could smash me. There's a lot of water coming in now. This is all filling up. I should have worn shorts. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Get up, get up, get up, get up. How good's this, eh? How good is it? You're in the elements, you feel alive. You feel alive. I've nailed it here. All right, lights going. We're gonna wrap it. We're gonna go back to the edit suite and have a look at what we got.
So here are my 3 favorite photos from today's shoot. Okay. So I'll probably kick off. I'll probably edit my favorite, which would be this one here. Now, what I've done is I've turned on the highlight marker up here. This is available on Lightroom and Photoshop. But you can see those little red patches there that show up. If I were to expose this more, you'll see a lot more red, obviously. And that's just a warning that your highlights are blown out. Okay, let's get that back just so we don't see them there. Okay. All right, now what would I do with this image? All right, first of all, I feel that it's too cool. Okay, so I'd go in and I'd get the temperature correct. There we go. So I'd get the dropper tool, just like we've learnt before in the landscape episode. I'd say that's pretty close to what I want it to be, but I feel it's a little bit too warm. And I might add a little bit of magenta as well to the image just to bring that color back in the rock. So as you can see, the sky's a little bit overexposed. So what I'm going to do is create a mask. And I'm going to go select sky. Now, generally, Photoshop and Lightroom are very good at selecting this. And this instance has done a really good job. It has selected a little bit of the water there, which I can go in and subtract. So we go into the subtract tool. We'll go into the brush and we'll just subtract that off the water. And I'll do it over here, just so we're not affecting that foreground. Go in and I'll select some of this as well because it has been selected as the sky. Let's subtract that. Even this cliff line here has been selected. All right, so what I'm going to do is I've selected that and I'm going to just darken it a little bit, and I'll go in and I'll add a little bit of clarity. Now, clarity is a very good tool when you're working on your edits, but I like to do it on a selection, not on the overall image. So let's go in and grab some, there we go. What's dehaze look like on the sky? It's a little bit too aggressive. Bring that down a bit. Now, what I want to do is warm the sky up a little bit to bring that color back that was there this morning. No. What you don't want to do is you don't want to darken this so much that it starts looking like a high dynamic range image. I want to keep it real. I want to keep that look like it was on location. So let's go in. Now, I'm happy with the sky. I'm not happy with this cliff line. I think the cliff line needs to have a little bit of clarity through it. I don't think it's clear enough for the eye. So I'm just going to go in here and just give that a little bit of contrast by using the clarity tool. Go. paint that there. And I might even darken that background a little bit, just so we're in balance with that foreground there. Great. Now add a little bit of warmth to it. Bit of magenta, too much warmth. Bit of magenta. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let me just zoom in and have a look at the detail that we have here. Fantastic. So you can see here I shot at f16. So shooting at f16, you'll have the foreground and the background in focus. You'll see here if I go into the image and say zoom into the foreground, everything here is sharp, tack sharp. Water's got a lot of movement in there because we're shooting a slow shutter. We're shooting at half a second. So that shutter was open for half a second. And then because we're shooting at f16, the background is in focus as well. All right. So let's go on to the next image. Very similar, but in this image, we've got a little bit more foreground to play with, okay? So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to lighten this image up. It's a little bit dark. And I'm going to go in and select the sky just like we did before. And I'm going to fast track this a little bit. I won't go in and take that cliff line out. Just darken that for you. Warm it up a little bit. Add a bit of magenta. Lovely. Now the foreground. Now on the foreground, what I'll do is I'll create another mask, but I'll use a linear gradient and I'll pull that up from bottom to top. Not all the way to the top, just to about here. So the gradient bleeds off just to there. I'm going to lighten that up. I'm going to add some warmth to it. Okay, that's looking pretty sharp there. That's beautiful. Might even lighten the highlights a little bit. They're a bit harsh on the foreground there. Excellent. Okay, now I'll go into the image itself without using the masks. And let's have a look at the temperature here. If we start playing around with the dropper tool to see if we can get a happy medium with the color temperature. I could add a little bit of vibrance too to this image. I feel because we had the cloud cover and the sun was sort of in and out, I don't have as much color in this image that I'd like to, so let's add a little bit of vibrance. There we go, beautiful. Once again, look at the sharpness. We shot at f18 on this one, f18, so we should have even a little bit more clarity through the foreground and then the background. Wow. And this was shot at what? This one is shot at 50 mil. Okay, now we've done 2 color photos and I saw this image here, the next one. I saw it and I thought, wow, this could be a brilliant black and white photo. So let's have a look at that and how I edit it. Using black and white, we want to choose the black and white option here because that'll allow the colors still to be behind the image, but be in black and white. And I'll show you what that means in a minute. So black and white, you can see here, we've got a little bit of over exposure in the corner there, but that's okay. That will go away in a minute. Okay, let's add a little bit of clarity to it. Not too much. Light exposure, shadows, pump the shadows up a little bit. So by going in there and making it a black and white image, by pressing the tab there, black and white, I said to you earlier, it'll give you all the colors behind the image. So you can see here it's represented as a black and white image. But if we go into black and white mixer, this is where the magic happens, okay? So we can bring the purples down, bring the blues down. And see, by bringing the blues down here, the sky is revealing from behind. You're getting all that detail from behind the image. And what I want to do, so it just looks so dramatic and beautiful. Let's have a play around with that. Is there any greens in there? No. Is there any yellows? So it looks like the dominant color in this image is the blues. You can see here by just playing around with that blue slider there. Any magentas? Not so much. Any purples? A little bit of purple, but not too much. Okay, so I'm getting close to where I want this image to be. But first, I want to create a mask on it, on the sky and background. So I'll do the linear tool and just drop that down like that. And then just give that a little bit of darkness. Not too much. I just want these blown out highlights to disappear. Okay, great. Beautiful black effects. So clarity, we played with clarity a little bit. You don't want to do too much clarity. It'll start to really destroy the image. You'll get a lot of noise from it. So be mindful of that. Keep it around 10, nothing. 20 is pushing it, but yeah, it's very safe between 10 and 15 with the clarity. Okay, that's all looking good. Now, I really want to focus on this part of the image. So what I'll do is I'll crop in. And that's the advantage of having the high megapixel cameras, is you can really pull in and see more detail, and you've just got more options. So on this particular image as well, I would go in and I'd get another mask and I'd brush just through this area here just to lighten up that foreground of the rocks because it is in shadow. Now this is going to be a really rushed edit, but you'll see where I'm going with this. There we go. Magic. That is beautiful. See how beautiful was that? What a great morning. I had such a fun time. And just a few points from today's lesson. As the morning evolves with the light, just make sure you don't have your blinkers on. Make sure that you're looking around to see if anything's changing in the background or the foreground. You know, on today's shoot, I was shooting sort of straight to the east and I looked south and I could just see some magic happening. So I changed direction and I got the best shot of the day. Look at also, you know, keep your apertures up there, especially if you want the foreground and background in focus. So f16 to f14. And then also maybe if you are shooting landscape, don't use a prime lens. If you need to move in and out, try and get a zoom lens. 24 to 70 is a fantastic lens to shoot landscapes on.